Hello and welcome to our Receipt Bank webinar today. My name's Olivia Scales. I'm a customer success consultant at Receipt Bank. So my role is to help whoever is using Receipt Bank, whether they are simply taking a photo and submitting their receipts and invoices, or having a bit more to do with the organising and the publishing of items. And my role is to make sure that you are seeing maximum value, that you're comfortable with how to use it, and that you can use it to the best of its ability. So today what we are going to go over is how you are going to be able to submit your items to Receipt Bank, how you can get all of your items in through the various submission methods we have, but also how, if you are doing, say, some of the VAT check services that you do with Sheards Accountant, how you can do that, how you can make that as efficient as possible for yourself so you can publish that and get that through to your accounting software as quickly as possible. Just to say that with this session today, this is all done in collaboration with Sheards Accountants. We are working closely with them to make sure that you are fully embracing the Receipt Bank product and getting the most value of it, out of it, so that we can work together well and make sure that everyone is getting success through the product. To tell you a little bit about Receipt Bank, firstly, so we were established in 2010. We were established by two co-founders who were maybe very similar to you at the moment. They were small business owners and they were fed up of quarterly or maybe once or twice a year having to manually input all their receipts and invoices for their VAT returns, having long nights sleepless nights spent manually putting in their data into their accounting software. They got fed up of this, and Michael Wood, one of our founders, decided he wanted to find a way to make this more automatic, to make this easier for himself and also anyone else in the same position. So he created Receipt Bank, the idea that we will be able to automatically extract with just a quick snap of a photo, automatically extract all the relevant data from your receipts and invoices to save you time from manually inputting it and give you back time to do what you really love and why you went into business in the first place. So when we started in 2010, we were just obviously a small business just starting up, but in that time, in the last 10 years, we have now got to the stage where we have over 250,000 small to medium businesses that use us and love us. We now process more than 7 million transactions a month, and our data extraction accuracy has come a long way and is now above 99%. It's around about 99.7% now. So that is who we are. So this is the problem. This is why we were created. So before the days of Receipt Bank, with your receipts and invoices, you would have to collect them, keep them in a safe place, maybe in the glove compartment of your car or in your wallet, so that you then had it to bring to your bookkeeper or accountant for them to then deal with. Or alternatively, maybe you were the person having to manually put it in from all of your receipts and invoices and would spend a night staying up, collecting all your receipts and invoices so you could input them. That is time you did not want to spend doing that, and that was more time taken away from actually focusing on your business. So this was the paper problem, keeping your records, organising them, and also as a result, another pain was that because of the trying to keep your receipts and invoices all in one place for a long time until you had time to manually input them or to bring them to your accountant, you'd end up losing a lot of paper. And because of this, there were potential expenses you could have claimed that you were never able to claim. So these are the issues, this is the paper problem, and these are the issues that Receipt Bank was created to solve. So how does Receipt Bank work in practice? What does it do? Firstly, it helps you spend less time on the paperwork, less time on the stuff you don't want to be spending time doing, manually inputting the data, and more time doing what you love, what you actually went into business to do. It helps you stop losing out So with all the paper you were losing, the receipts and invoices, where you could have claimed a business expense, now we help you track it, keep it in a safe place. All of your documents are kept on the cloud, which you can check at any time, which I'll show you in a moment. And actually, with an easy way to track things, it means that you aren't losing that data or losing out on the money. And also another element to it is actually providing better data to your advisor so that you can get better advice back on your cash flow. With Receipt Bank, we recommend that as soon as you get a receipt or invoice, you instantly send it into Receipt Bank. As soon as you get it, you send it in. And by doing that, you are providing real-time information for your advisor, your accountant, your bookkeeper, which means that they are able to give you real-time information back on your cash flow. We know the pains of not knowing what's going on with your cash flow and not being able to predict what's going to happen or how things are going. By using Receipt Bank and using it on the go, you will be able to give that information to your advisor so you can have a proper insight into your cash flow to protect yourself and give yourself a bit more security for the future. So that is Receipt Bank, and that is why you should start using us. So in this webinar, this is very practical. We're going to be going over how you can use Receipt Bank straight away. And hopefully once you have watched this webinar, you will be excited, you will be ready to start using it, and you will be amazed how easy it is and how much better this is going to make your life and your work situation at the moment. The first part is looking particularly at submitting items to Receipt Bank. Whoever you are, whether you're just submitting your items or if you are also, say, doing the VAT check service as well, or anything else and any other tailored solution that you've got, you will be needing to submit items to Receipt Bank. So whoever you are, you will be needed to stay for part one. In this part, we will show you how you will be invited to use Receipt Bank. We will show you how you can submit, all the different ways that you can submit, and also how you can submit both costs and sales so that you can submit the whole cycle, the whole revenue cycle. In the second part, this is for people who are a bit more involved in, say, some of the coding and the organizing. So this is, for instance, if you do the VAT check service. So we'll need to actually be organizing and publishing it through to your accounting software. But also if you have any of the other solutions at all, the tailored solutions, for instance, if you need to deal with your sales invoices, we will also go over how you can deal with this in this part as well. So stay tuned if that's for you for part two as well. Okay, so let's go to the demo. The first thing I want to show you is how you are going to be invited to use Receipt Bank by your accountant and bookkeeper. It may be that actually you're involved in the inviting as well. So you will actually invite, but I'm going to show you specifically how it's going to look on your phone and how you can get set up straight away. And in order to do that, we're going to go into an account. So this is what your bookkeeper or accountant's account likely looks like. But we're going to add you as a client or add someone as a client. So I can show you how you're invited and how you can start submitting straight away. So we'll add a client here and we're going to call this person, we'll call them Harry Hobson. And they are part of the coaching career counselling industry. Okay, continue to invite. So this is how we are going to invite our client. So this is someone who want to start using Receipt Bank. So they need to be invited to use it. Okay. So we're going to put in their mobile number. And the reason we want to put in their mobile number is so that they can be invited to Receipt Bank straight from your bookkeeper or accountant's Receipt Bank account. We've put in their number. and we are going to click invite. Okay, so this is where it gets quite exciting. So there we go, we've been invited. So Harry Hobson has received a text message from Extract Eagles, which is our practice demo account. So we just have to slide into this. So we've received a text message from our accountant or bookkeeper, and the text message has a link. And all you have to do is click into that link and select a new password. And join Receipt Bank. So your account has now been activated. You just have to click into the App Store and get it downloaded. So we've now very, very simply, all we've had to do is set a new password. So when you're invited, you are generated a password, but we quickly prompt you to put a new password in. So that's a password you remember. And then you simply have to go in, download the app and open it, and this is what you see. So you have a camera at the bottom of your screen, if you click on that, and then you have a few options. A lot of the time, you probably would just want to submit on the go. So this is just one receipt. I've just paid for something at Save the Children, and I just want to take a picture. So we take a picture, and then you submit for processing. You do have a few other options though, and actually, if you have quite a lot of receipts that you want to submit all in one go, what you'll want to do is slide along to the multiple option. Where you can take multiple pictures all in one go and submit them. Just click here and it submits. It also may be you have a receipt that's slightly longer. So we'll pretend this is a long receipt. You would then slide onto the combine option. So if you have a really long receipt or maybe an invoice that's an A4 and you can't get it all into one page, you simply click combine and take a whole picture. Again, click the tick and submit for processing. And you're done. That's how simple it is. If you do want to add any additional information to it as well, just click on the, so this is also a way that you can see anything that you've sent through just to check it all works okay. If you do want to add any additional information to it as well, after you take a picture, just click add info. This is where you can add a description. So just to say, we don't automatically extract descriptions on Receipt Bank. So actually, this is the first opportunity you have to add a description, which will then be seen on the Receipt Bank account. So for instance, if I wanted to add food stuff for the event tomorrow, I would just simply pop that in the Receipt Bank description, so I know that, click save and submit for processing. And you're done. So that is how you submit via the mobile app. That is the first way. It is probably the most popular way of doing it. It's what we're known for. We're known for being an app. Because also people always have their phones on them, and this is the best way you're going to get real-time information, because if your phone is always on you and you buy something and you need to send it through to Receipt Bank, to your accountant and bookkeeper, the quickest and easy way is to very quickly get out your phone, take a picture, submit, put it away, throw away the receipt, and not have to think about it. So gone are the days of having to store all your receipts in your wallet and wait to take it to your accountant or bookkeeper. You just take a picture, submit, and it's gone. You may be wondering though, what to do when you what to do if firstly you want to submit in a different way, but also if you want to see any of these items. So to look at that, we are going to log into your account. So we'll look specifically with Harry Hobson. We'll pop in his email address. Okay, so just go to the website and log in. Okay. And this is what you'll be able to see. So we'll put in his email address, log in. And this is what we see. So whoever you are, with your email address and the password that you set when you got invited via mobile, you'll be able to use that to access your account. And this is what you'll be able to see. So the first thing we want to look at is how you can add your items in different ways. So firstly, add costs. So the first way that we discussed was the mobile app, which we've just shown, probably our most popular way that you can get it sent through. But also, the next way is the email in address. Now, if you get quite a lot of receipts and invoices via email, which is becoming a lot more popular in the attempt to work towards improving things in terms of the environment, it's going to be far easier just to forward it straight through rather than printing it off and taking a picture of it. So we created the email in method as a really quick way of dealing with these invoices and receipts. So when you are set up as a user by your accountant or bookkeeper, you will be given a unique email in method. So here is the one that Harry Hobson has been given. So harry.hobson.harry.hobson@receiptbank.me. This is Harry Hobson's unique email in address that has been generated for him. And any email that he gets through that has an invoice attached, he can just forward to this address and it will arrive in Receipt Bank. That's all he has to do. So take a note of this, definitely after you get invited, log into your account and take a note of what your email address is so that you very easily can send it through. Just to say, if there is a PDF attached, we will read that as the invoice. If there is not a PDF attached and the invoice is actually within the email, we will read the invoice in the email. So that's the order that we will review it. So don't worry if you get an invoice via email that's actually in the body of the email, just forward it through and we will extract that. Okay, as another option, you may have a few receipts and invoices that you scanned in, and actually the quickest way is just to drag it and drop it straight into Receipt Bank. To do that, go to Add Costs and then go to Add Items by Upload. Click on this. If you have any single ones, simply put single items. Or if you have an invoice that has multiple pages, you need to put them in one by one so that we still read it as a single item. So if you have a receipt that has, say, more than one page, put it through on a single item and we will read it as a single receipt or invoice. However, if you have a lot of single page invoices and receipts that you have scanned into one PDF through a bulk scanner, put it as multiple item PDF and then simply drag and drop it in or click here to select file. And you're done. And we distinguish between receipts by a page break with the multiple option. So as long as they are single page, we will see them as separate receipts. Okay. The next option, so especially if you have a lot of receipts and invoices coming from the same supplier and you have an account with those suppliers that the invoice gets sent to, and can be found in, you may want to consider using Invoice Fetch. So click connect to Invoice Fetch. So we connect with over 2,000 suppliers. So if you have a regular, say, phone bill that comes in, or you buy a lot of stuff from Amazon, anything like that, we will make a connection with that supplier account where your invoice is. And then we will go into that account every 6 days and fetch any invoices we find there. And all you have to do is click Add Connection and write it in. Amazon is probably one of our most common because everyone always buys stuff from Amazon. If you live in the UK, the one that is probably most likely the one for you is amazon.co.uk. Put in the user, so put in yourself and click Add. And then all you have to do is write in your username and your password. You have the option of entire available history or last 30 days only. Definitely think about this because entire available history is quite literally that. And actually, if there's a lot in there that you don't want to be pulled through, it's probably a good idea to put last 30 days to keep a bit more control over it. And then once you're done, just click connect. And then that will appear in this space here to say that we've made the connection. And then every 6 days, we are going in and fetching any invoices straight through. So they are your main submission methods. Once you've got those connected and you started using the mobile app, you're ready to go. In the end, it's picking the one that's going to be the most useful to you and the easiest. In general, the mobile app is often the easiest, especially if you're getting a lot of paper receipts. But definitely do consider using Invoice Fetch so you don't have to keep remembering to send it through, and also the email in if you're getting a lot of options through email. But what do you do once you actually come through? So we have here workspaces, costs, and sales. We're going to go into more of how you can actually start to manage this later. But just to say firstly with costs, so that's any of your purchases, your purchase invoices that are coming through, you can manage them here. And this is where you can view it, even if you're not doing any of the coding, so you're just a basic user on Receipt Bank, you can view any of your items here. And it means that you can keep control and also can double check that you have actually sent through the items you wanted to your bookkeeper and accountant. So it will go here, it will be in processing while it's processing, to review once it's ready to review. And also we have an archive. Whatever comes into Receipt Bank and is published through will go into your archive, and we keep it in there for 7 years in compliance with HMRC. We say 7 years, we've been around for 10, and we haven't deleted anything without express permission. So we aren't getting rid of anything. So don't fear, everything is here. And in terms of actually losing items, this is going to be the safest way. We are on the Amazon web server, we are completely protected. Your data is safe, we have the same level of security as online banking, and actually all of your information will always be in your archive, ready for you to find. And we have filters and supplier searches that will make it very easy for you to locate any item at any time. Okay, so that is how you can start submitting, and that's how you can start using it. We're going to go back to the presentation now. Okay. So part 2. So if you are just submitting and that's all you do, you don't need to stay with this webinar any longer. You have the information you need so far. But actually, if you are involved in the VAT check service, so you need to actually code things up and publish things through to your accounting software, stay tuned because we're going to go through how you can do that. And also if you have any involvement in any other area at all, definitely stay tuned as well. Okay. Okay. So going back to Harry Hobson, our client that we've created, if you're an admin user in Receipt Bank, you have a lot more options of how you can use it and what you can get changed. The first thing to think about when you first come into Receipt Bank is actually adding anyone else in your company that you would like to use Receipt Bank. And to do this, let's go down the left side panel. Okay, and then go to My Team. So this is you, Harry Hobson, but you'll also want to add any other users. Add a new user. So put in the name, maybe Emily Boss. Pop in her email address. Put in her phone number. Make sure she is notified via email and SMS. With this, you'll get an email asking her to get started with Receipt Bank, which will literally have a link for her to go straight into her Receipt Bank account. So definitely get her invited via email and also via SMS. As we've shown how you'll be invited, this will invite her in the exact same way. The email in address, we do generate this for you, which you would have seen. It does have to be unique, so we will change things a bit to make sure that it is a unique one, as you saw with harry.hobson.harry.hobson. You may not want something like that and you want it to be a bit more bespoke or something that you really want. So if you want to put something else in, like that, something that is unique, but also is something that you want it to be, just write it into the box and we will take that instead. If it's blank, we will generate it for you. If you just want her to be a basic user, keep her basic, but if she is an admin user, she's a bit going to be involved in some of the coding up as well, definitely put her as an admin. If she's basic, all she will be able to do is submit, she won't be able to change anything, and she won't be able to publish anything into your accounting software. Okay, and create. And she's been invited. So she's been invited to start using Receipt Bank. So she can start submitting in all the ways that we've just spoken about. So, and get all everyone in your team who you want to be added, and that would be where I would start in terms of getting things set up. The next place I would go is actually getting yourself integrated with your accounting software. And to do this, let's go to connections and then costs. Oh, actually integrations. So connections, integrations. And then this is where you can then choose your software. Okay, so we're going to go through QuickBooks, but we also connect with a lot of options. We connect with Xero, we connect with Cashflow, Free Agent, Sage, but we're going to go with QuickBooks this time. So let's just select QuickBooks and then go to QuickBooks Authorization. It will take you to a new page, and all you have to do is write in your email address for that and your password, whatever that is, and sign in. Once you've signed in, it will take a moment to connect, but then you'll be integrated and you'll be ready to go. And this is what you will be able to see so we're going to go into another account as well. So I'm going to show you what you'll be able to see once you go through to QuickBooks. Okay, so we're going to go into one of our accounts. And then connections, again, this is how you will be able to see any of your integrations. And this is what you are able to see. Okay, so once you are connected, have a quick look through your integration settings. There isn't too much you need to do at this stage, but this will tell you where we will send things to. Our default publish to is bills for costs and invoice for sales. So that is where you'll be able to see it in your QuickBooks account. If you use QuickBooks, you'll be able to see it in your purchases if you use Xero, and your sales if you use Xero, and it will be in draft. If you are a non-VAT a person, so you don't have to do your VAT, turn your published tax data off, because you don't need to worry about that, and that will make sure that no tax is published through to your accounting software. However, if you are, make sure that you have it as allow receipt bank to decide as well. As that will just ensure that whatever receipt bank picks up is what is being published through, and as it's the last place you check, so that will be the option that you'll be looking for. Now let's go and look at how you manage things. Okay, so go to costs and inbox. So once you are integrated in your accounting software, your tax list, if you are dealing with your VAT, and also your category list will all be pulled through from your accounting software. So whatever nominal code you have in QuickBooks or whichever accounting software you're with will automatically be pulled through in the drop down with the category, as will the tax list if you have one. And all you have to do, we have got this and we have extracted it. We've extracted what's said here. And all you have to do, we'll go into another receipt bank account as well. So we've extracted it all. Simply select which is the category you want to send it to. Add a description if you haven't already with the mobile app, and if you need a description. If you have a receipt or an invoice that has multiple line items, either multiple VAT rates or multiple categories, use the create line items here to manually put it in and add as many new lines as you need. We have the drop downs. Make sure the total amount so the amount for each line items totals the total amount of the receipt, and we won't let you publish unless that's done. Get rid of them this way. So once you've done that and once you've got that sorted out, all you have to do is click publish at the bottom and it will go through to your accounting software. That's how simple it is. I'll show you in another account as well how this looks. Okay. So this is one that's actually connected with Xero. So as I said, so the receipt has been, the picture has been taken, it's arrived in receipt bank. This is the total amount that's been extracted, the tax amount. These are the tax rates that have been pulled through from your accounting software. These are the categories. We do have machine learning, so if with a certain supplier you keep selecting the same category, we will pick up on that and you won't have to keep changing it every time. Add a description if you need to, create line items if you need to, and once you're ready, simply publish it through to your accounting software. That's all you have to do. And of course, as we said before, once it's published, it will be in your archive and be there for 7 years in compliance with HMRC, but actually it's not going anywhere without your permission. You can manage things, so if you have a huge amount of stuff that's come into your inbox, manage it through your filters. So if you want to only deal with the last 7 days or the last 30 days, this is where you can prioritize your time. You can also do a supplier search, and you will be able to do this in your archive if you need to locate an item very quickly. Also, if you have any personal expenses in Receipt Bank that you're sending through and you want to draft an expense report, simply tick the item you want to move into an expense report and add to expense report here. You will then put the user you want it to be done for, the end date, and the name that you want for your expense report. And then that will be moved into an expense report. Away from your inbox. And you will be able to deal with it here. This will be published to the exact same place that your costs will be published to, but definitely also if you have a lot of items in your expense report that you have drafted, you will be able to reconcile it in your accounting software with separate line items that will be automatically there. The third workspace we have is sales invoices. So if you do have any sales that you want to upload, you will need to do this in most cases directly, as we don't have a mobile app that directly links with the sales inbox. But to do that in the exact same way you would directly upload costs, you simply click Add Sales. Single items, if you have just one item or you have one item with multiple pages. Multiple items is for a lot of items that a lot of one-page invoices and receipts you have that are all in one PDF. Select user, drag and drop, or simply select from your computer. If it does happen that a sales invoice has made its way into the costs options though, so firstly, if you find there is a sales option that has made its way into, or a cost that has made its way into sales for whatever reason, you simply click Tools and convert it to costs, which will just move it to another inbox. Alternatively though, if your client has sent through a sales invoice, or you have sent through a sales invoice via the mobile app and it's ended up in costs, simply select here and convert to sales. And that's how you can very easily just move it between the inboxes if you need to. Okay, so we've gone over how you manage the items in your inbox and how you get it published. That is pretty much it. That is how simple it is. All you have to do is get the items, put a category in, put a tax rate if you are VAT registered, get it published through to your accounting software, and you're done. You can get it all reconciled in there. That's how simple Receipt Bank is. If you have any further questions, I'm sure anyone at Sheards Accountants will be able to help you with that. But that is pretty much it. So let's just come back to our original presentation. Okay. So thank you very much for joining us today. And definitely, as I said before, if you have any questions, anyone at Sheards Accountants will be able to help you, no doubt. But that is us. I wish you all the best with using Receipt Bank. It's as simple as it looks, and it's going to have a huge impact on you and your life. So I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a good day.